Let me tell you something.
For anything goes.
This is the most important gesture. Okay? You fill your hands with goodies. I wrote an article once, a very popular article called The School. Oh, good evening and good morning, good afternoon, good whatever it is for you folks all over the world. I was engaged in a discussion here with Howard Martell, one of our fine monitors and a member of the scholarship committee. And we were in the middle of... Okay, George Kosh is going to be publishing some messages during the program. We are very busy here today, and I'll try to sort it all out for everybody. My name is Dr. Jeffrey Lant. I am the CEO and co-founder of Worldprofit at www.worldprofit.com. We've been in this space for over 20 years, and my first big piece of news is that we are the only company in the world on the internet that helps people establish online home-based marketing businesses. The only company. Not only are we the only one, but we're the only company that has scholarships. So the first thing, if you are listening to this program in our studio, as about 65 of you are, or you're listening to us on YouTube later on in the day or next month or whatever, and you are looking and you open your pockets and you go, there's nothing in these pockets, and you open the walls, and there's nothing in the wallet, and there's nothing in the bank account, my credit card's maxed out, then you better come see Howard and me. Because we are the guys that are going to give out 5, but only 5 scholarships. Now, we are a reasonably small company. We've had an illustrious pedigree. We've been around for over 20 years. We're not the size of General Foods or Credit Suisse Bank or whatever. But we are doing what we can do to help 5 people. Now, let me give you a little profile of this. Now I'm going to introduce Howard for some unexpected remarks. You got to have a pulse. If you're going to sit around and moan about everything and you won't get off your butt, then stay where you are, because we're not visiting you, and we don't want you to visit us. I want to see some chutzpah. I want to see what we call at Harvard some bottom. And that's right. Well, I'm speaking to you now from Cambridge, Massachusetts, right across the street from Harvard University. I got 2 Harvard degrees. I didn't get them by sitting on the wall going, which is what some people who come here seem to want to do. You've got to have some energy, some chutzpah. You've got to have some drive. You've got to have some good manners. Oh, my God. Please have some good manners. A sense of humor doesn't hurt, a willingness to be helped, and a willingness to help others. If that's all I do, your lack of internet skills doesn't matter at a drop of spit. Your failure to message on your own doesn't matter at all. You come to us, and we'll sort it out. Now, Howard didn't get a scholarship when he came to us, so it's a little touchy subject here, but I'm sure he'll rise above. Howard, talk about the scholarships, talk about who gets them, talk about the thrill of being a member of the scholarship committee and being able to give them out.
Always, it's been a pleasure to be able to be part of Anything Goes as we talk about this scholarship program. This scholarship program started last month, and guess what, people? We've already helped, I don't know how many people we've helped. I know that I've been a directory of helping bring people and help change lives by bringing people into the community and closing sales for my fellow hardworking dealers. The fact of it is, this is how I give back. This is how I also am marketing myself. Because people want to be around true leaders. They want to be around successful people. But they also want to give people who give back for the betterment of a community.
Let me tell you about something interesting that happened yesterday. We got this guy who came in who was working on a library computer. Nothing wrong with that. Libraries were essentially reinvented with the advent of the computer. And I'm a big advocate of libraries. In fact, if you go into any library in the United States, and you go under LANT, my last name, you're going to find one of my 20 books. They're going to be right there, right looking at you. And I have the possibly unique designation of being the highest number of robberies of my book from libraries. Librarians tell me that my books are the most stolen ever. And the reason why that is the case is because they're practical information and nobody wants to copy it all down. They just want to steal the book. So they have to constantly replace it. And of course, that breaks my heart. They have to constantly replace my book. But anyway, for those of you who are working in the library, this guy came in, and of course, he felt sorry for himself. He played the woeful dog number. Oh, I'm working in the library to get every money. I said, look, if you work with me, I'm going to get you a scholarship. But if you go around here looking like a hung dog, I don't even want to talk about you getting a scholarship. I don't even want you around. So we set it all up. We went through all the steps, watched the video, which I hope all you folks do will watch the video. It's a green video. It's a watch video. It's 7 minutes in length. We watched it. He said that he understood. I gave him his time deadlines. All I wanted was a phone number. Not only would he not give me a phone number, he said, I don't like your attitude. You're making me do things. Making me do it. Yeah, man. Excuse me. Guilty as charged. I am making people do things. I am making them get off their butt and work on their own behalf. And if they can't do that, have we turned the corner in the United States where now, if you are asking people to work, you're elitist? I grew up on work. My whole family. And by the way, if any people from Illinois are out there, here are my special categories. Are you from Illinois? Then I love you. Come in and speak to me. Is your name Jeffrey? Like mine. Come on in. I love all Jeffreys. You go to Harvard? How about that? How about you live in Boston? How about you live in Cambridge? If you live, see, you are in any of these categories, you are in like Fred. I'm sure that Howard will want to throw out a few of his categories too. Does it bother you when you hear these people saying, you mean I have to do something?
No, and I think that's why, Worldprofit was created over 20 years ago from a kitchen table. And everybody knows the story about that. The fact of it is that this fits a certain criteria of person. First, you got to be a good listener. You got to be able to follow simple steps within the home business boot camp. George has structured it like a military type structure with a boot camp. This is how you do the things. This is what you need to do to make money. If you don't do it, thank you for the $99.95, but we're not helping you because you're not helping yourself. You have to help yourself.
Let me tell you, we're coming into the Christmas season. By the way, Christmas is about 7 weeks away, so you might as well do it. And I'm just going to be emailing out a list of my preferred Christmas presents. They start at breakfast at Tiffany's. Think about the Christmas. It gives you an idea of what kind of people we are. My favorite Christmas story is I was up in Edmonton. By the way, for those of you just tuning in, we are a Canadian-based company. We have been for over 20 years. We are based in Edmonton, Alberta, Canada, and we have perfect relationship with the Canadian corporate authorities. We are registered, have had a perfect relationship with them for over 20 years, and we have the highest merit rating from the Canadian Better Business Bureau. But my favorite Christmas story is I flew up to Edmonton and we worked. George and Sandy and I, the partners, George Cost, the technical officer, Sandy, the president, and me, the CEO, we worked all day Christmas Day. We maximized use of our time. Then we finally broke. We were sitting on the floor. We were so exhausted. George gave us one of his lethal martinis, and we couldn't get off the floor. So our Christmas dinner consisted of martinis and, yes, folks, sea salt potato chips, which I first discovered on that memorable trip to Canada. We got them at a Chinese grocery store, which happened to be the only store open on Christmas Day. That kind of craziness permeates the high-tech community. One of our favorite stories is where Bill Gates, the richest man on earth, still year after year after year, found face down in a pizza box. He was working so hard, he just collapsed. People who get ahead do this. We are glad to do it. We have this kind of craziness in our lives. But it works. Anybody can mimic our story. Patrice Gordon, you got a good story like that. Linda Elzy, you got one. Roy, anybody else? Robert Wesley, Norman, you got a story like this? This personifies. If you're not willing to fall asleep with your head in a pizza box, just go to work for 7-Eleven behind the counter. I'm really serious about this. I hate people saying, you mean, and this is what they say, I only want a job to work 7 hours a week. I have to have 14 days off holidays. I have to be able to leave at 3:30 on Wednesdays for my therapy appointment. I mean, it's like, excuse me, you want the job? You want to do the work? Then for God's sakes, do the work. What do you say about that?
Definitely. That's why they give you, certain amount of days that you can take. That's why you schedule your time around the company time. That's why you always make sure your work is done prior to leaving for the day. The same thing goes with a business. You have to promote every single day if you want to make money in any business. I don't care what it is. I was promoting while watching the Patriots play. So people say, Oh, it's Sunday. Yeah, it's Sunday. It's football, but guess I have a laptop and I was promoting. So I don't hear any excuses.
Well, once upon a time,
I
I
had the
guess
best of
kid
both
that I
worlds.
knew named Howard Martel was looking for a job. And he used to come to me for advice. And I gave him some very good advice one day. I said, when you go for a job interview, look in the eyes of your prospective employer and say, I am here to help you succeed in your objective. And look at them. Look them right in the eye. That is the most meaningful. Are you there to help the boss get ahead? He wants you. There is not an employer in the world who doesn't want a helper who's dedicated to not only their own personal going up, but the boss's personal going up. And I'm adamant about this. When I talk to young people, I say, yeah, I want this, I want this, I want this. Well, you know what you should want? You should want the regard of the boss. Because that person can move you up. He moves up, you move up. She moves up, you move up. Right. Did you ever follow that advice, by the way? Did you ever look at someone right in the eye and say, I'm here to help you achieve your objective?
Not exactly in those words, but yes, I've stated that in my interviews. Not exactly like those words, but I look at the person's eyes.
You probably thought, oh God, it's another one of Dr. Lant's crazy ideas. It isn't a crazy idea. I have moved up in the world as the people I attached myself to moved up. For example, I'm now writing a section of my autobiography which deals with Senator Edward of Massachusetts. Senator Brooke was the only black Republican elected to the United States Senate between the post-Civil War era and the contemporary times. I was given to him as a present by a man named Josiah Spaulding, who was an extremely wealthy Boston businessman who set up the major rehabilitation center in Boston. His name is Spaulding Center after me. And he gave me to Senator Brooke as a present. He said, you're going to like this guy. He's going to help you. And the deal was, Senator Brooke was reelected, that I was going to go onto his staff in Washington as his officer for health, education, and welfare. Unfortunately, he didn't manage to get reelected, which put a stop on that. But the point is, people carry good people with them. They don't want to lose them. First of all, they like the familiarity. Secondly of all, they like the fact that they're trusting. They trust these people. You can't beat it. So if you're coming in here and saying, you mean I have to do work? I don't want to hear from you. I want to spare us both the grief. Get out. There's my copacetic remarks of the day. Now, I'm going to do the flip side. Is there a single person in this room, either live as we are now, or later on YouTube or in the tape, because you can come into worldprofit.com and talk to us after this program. It's certainly okay. By the way, we are here 24/7, 365. Is there a single person in this room who really wants to achieve major online success? If you do, here we are. We're what you've been looking for. We're what you've been waiting for. Howard, you want to speak to that? Because it slays me. You look. We don't specialize in mind games. We specialize in helping you establish a profit-making business. That's who we are. That's what we do. That's what we've been doing for over 20 years. That's what we will do for you. And we're putting $2,500 worth of goodies in your pocket to put our money where our mouth is. Comment?
Yes. First, I'd like to say that there's no secret. There's no secret on why I'm successful. The fact of it is that I follow the boot camp. I do my promotion every day. I bring people in and build my list. I trust that our highly volunteers, including Dr. Lant, are there for my best interest and close my sales for me. And I just keep on promoting. I promote. And then when it's time to wake up the next morning, I start the day right back over again and promote. The fact of it is that Dr. Lant wrote about this, about the mantra, promote. The money is in the list. If you don't have a list, how do you expect you to make any money in any business? Plain and simple.
I like to do this. So, Linda Elsie, are you here? I love to put our top salesperson on the spot. Keeps her on her toes. Linda Elsie, are you here? She's probably hiding now. So, oh my God, what is it going to do to me? If you are here, give us a signal. Well, when she comes in, we'll continue. And I have a little something I'd like to see. I've been giving her some good advice. I want to see whether she's taking any of it. What's the point of dishing out all this good advice if no one takes it? Right, Linda? What we want to do during the rest of the program. First of all, do we have an article to read today? Did we decide on one or not?
I think we were going to talk about the Thanksgiving turkey perspective.
Of course we are. Ladies and gentlemen, in the United States, I know you Canadians have already had your turkey, and somehow you arranged it so you get 2 turkeys for our 1, which is really great. I write these articles I write articles that take common subjects and completely look at them from another point of view, something quite different. So Howard's going to read it, and I want you to keep in mind now that there are more wild turkeys in the United States today, this has been estimated by Federal Food and Fishing Organization, than were in the Pilgrims came. So the turkeys have adjusted to us, and we adjust to them. Howard's going to read us this article now.
Thanksgiving from a turkey's perspective. Over the river and through the woods, a nation's foul behavior is noted, bemoaned, admonished, challenged. Timely commentary from the cutting edge by Dr. Jeffrey Lant, author's program note. If you're a resident of these United States, the 4th Thursday of November will soon be upon us in all its excess, gluttony, and self-congratulation. We know this as Thanksgiving Day. But it most certainly is no day of glorious and heartfelt thanksgiving for a crucial centerpiece of this annual event, sacred to the gourmetizing and loosened belts. In fact, for the family of genus Melagris, commonly called turkeys, this day is the darkest day of their lives, their history, and their entire existence on this planet, but no longer. This year, for the first time since majestic ancestors graced the early Mason a long time ago, and after nearly 400 years of unapologetic, systematic execution and intense gobbling launched by the New England Pilgrims in 1660s. Turkeys are rallying for life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. In short, these ancient birds of unmitigated plumage and pluck now demand respect, restitution, and revolution. Due to a special arrangement with the band of their insurgents, I'm able to take you inside their headquarters. Thus, they acknowledge their need for worldwide recognition and your support for their pressing cause. Urgency in the air. My interview with a young Turk leader called Squawk, a bird of stark destiny and purpose. A message from Squawk. I was not particularly surprised when I saw the note left under the door last night. Indeed, given my support over the course of many years for God-given right to life of polar bears, eagles, monarch butterflies, African elephants, and many others, I should have been chagrined not to have been contacted. I have my amour propre, too, all after, but there it was. Be ready, comrades. We'll make contact precisely at midnight. No cameras, nothing but pencil and paper. Then the bold, audacious, even grandiloquent Mark, already famous Squawk, and his proud sign, one blood-red claw print. So they had chosen me. And then it occurred to me, when I booked my Thanksgiving Day reservation at the Sheridan Commander Hotel right down the street, the young manager had asked me if I wanted turkey or ham for my main course. Without thinking, I told her that if the glaze would be as deep and resonant as last year's, my selection was certainly ham. Thus, inadvertently, by my choice of which dead animal I should feast upon, I became, if enamored to pigs, yet sympathical to turkeys. In this way, I came to know that the adherence of turkeys' cause can be anywhere, even in the most unexpected of places. Ah, that is what the bright-eyed, chipper-serving person meant when she said, "I'm so glad, Dr. Lant," in especially insolent manner. Old goat that I am, I thought her come-hither look was for my Derrick charms, and so I thought again, there's no fool like an old fool. Perforce to my work. Understanding my task, I readied myself for what could only be fateful encounter, its salient and urgent points to be brought to the world of unenlightened. And so I regained myself. I was myself again, for in such matters I remain a young Turk, too, deferring to no one, not even Squawk, revolution anvil, though he be. The feathered comrades were as good as their word. At the stroke of midnight, I heard the fluttering of wings and heard the unmistakable sound emanating from fleshy wattle or protuberance that hangs from the top of the beak. And thus I fell, through professional pride and recognizing standing, into the hands of those who, without Squawk's laissez-passer, in an instant could blind me and shred my fragile flesh. I now felt as they had felt these thousands of years, a prisoner, helpless, incarcerated, destined for premature death. Thus did the clan signal the new order of their kind and the resulting new order of mine. Of the next several minutes, I recall sensations only. Of feathers carefully positioned to extinguish all light, just a little showing, otherwise entirely dark. Of the occasional sharp claw prick, whether by accident or design, no less painful for that. It was an acute reminder that I was in their complete and utter power, perhaps the first man so rendered in the long relations of turkey and human. They said nothing. I said nothing. Where I was, who I was with, and what they would do to me would become completely apparent soon enough, and was. Squawk's headquarters. We meet and talk turkey. I never did discover just where I was and where we met, but even if I knew, I wouldn't say I'm a journalist and my sources sacred. So I shall simply say the place had a makeshift aura about it, as if this were a temporary abode, one to be quickly occupied and quickly abandoned. Good evening, Dr. Lant. It was Squawk, and I felt his power, strength, and authority at once. Here was a bird who meant business, and who saw me only as a tool to reach his objective. We understand each other, and so our business could proceed briskly, for time was limited, and we both had deadlines. He motioned me to the chair. He stood, and then he began the words swift, lucid, hot, each a declaration etched in acid. He meant everyone, and everyone came without difficulty. Here was a subject of paramount importance to every turkey. He knew he spoke for all his breed, was supremely confident of his position, of the need to speak out, of the full justice of his cause, and the need for action now, complete action, long overdue action, and of what would have to be done should this action be deferred by even a single moment. It was a clarion call, and Squawk looked through me and made me see what he saw. He was a bird, transfigured, exactly what was required for this pivotal time in the long, one-sided relation of turkey and human. I knew, as each word emerged, that I was hearing history in the making, like it or not. Every clipped syllable was important. Things would never be the same again. What Squawk said. Now, each word came fast, irrefutable, beautiful in its delivery, purified by total belief and total commitment. Of the days before a human came, of a proud bird, great in size, majestic in movement, free-ranging over the great land called by humans North America. These were the proud days, the glory days, when every bird knew the joy that is freedom. Of the days that brought the people called pilgrims, people who fled tyranny and injustice, only to bring a greater tyranny, more menacing and thorough injustice to the land called New England. These storm-tossed people came with only one thing in amplitude, arrogance, and arrogance that everything they saw was theirs and theirs alone. We did not understand these humans then. We saw them as poor, freedom-loving, in need of help. We were ready to give an unstinting measure. And so we accepted their invitation to the first Thanksgiving, where we were the guest of honor indeed, as food. We came in friendship. We found the cooking pot instead, and not merely the pot for some, the pot for all of us in our thousands, our tens of thousands, our millions. And so the pilgrims grew fat upon the bounty of our trusted bodies. No wonder these humans gave thanks. They were triumphed over all, a revolution in every step they took. Again, such a God-believing people, forever certain in their cause, what could be done except revolt, violent, intense, thorough, unceasing, until the freedom of old becomes the order of the great new day. Does this mean? I asked. He knew the question before I even finished it. Yes, friend, it does. There are comrades who operate in the shady lanes of liberal Newton, of the affluent Brookline. Even one hero who patrols the grounds and harasses the privileged students of Harvard Business School. And as our ranks grow, we shall expand so that no pedestrian, whoever, can walk. No motor should drive without our calculated outrage made manifest, painful. He meant every word, and from the previous print reports, I knew he would do it if he could. After all, the population of wild turkeys has never been greater or demonstrated greater purpose and solidarity. Envoy. With the briefest touch, wing to hand, Squawk signaled that their unprecedented interview was over. Disciplined comrades were at the ready for my immediate departure, blocking my eyes, escorting me home to a world which suddenly seemed less equal than before. I turned on CNN, which announced that the president would be exercising the power of executive clemency at the White House today, live in just 15 minutes. The lucky spare turkey was called Squawk. Now, wasn't that cute? The Marine Corps band was on hand and was just now commencing the President's Hymn, written in 1863, when President Abraham Lincoln declared the first official Thanksgiving holiday. Its authors were William Augustus Muhlenberg and Joseph W. Turner, spiritual descendants of the Pilgrims. Give thanks, all ye people, give thanks to the Lord. Hallelujah. Of freedoms with joyful accord. Let the east and the west, north and south roll along. Sea, mountain, and prairie, one Thanksgiving song. Now face to face, eye to eye, Squawk and the president were just a moment from destiny.
So what happened?
He got to meet the president, and he got to negotiate his release for his fellow turkeys.
First of all, I want to say, Roy, give us just a minute here to finish our discussion of today's article. I'm not going to tell you, in the best tradition of Edgar Allan Poe, the end is open. It's whatever
it's
you
open.
think.
I saw that.
It's whatever you think would have happened. I mean, I leave it. You know that every year from, I don't know, the last several presidents, they have taken the turkey that the American Turkey Growers Association gives to the president. They've taken it and given him a pardon. They hang a pardon around its neck. They give it to a children's zoo. Now,
that's worse than being chopped up and eaten.
here's the president's pardon. He has the pardon already available, and the bird, Squawk, and the president are eye to eye like this. And Howard says the bird's going to negotiate. It's possible. I mean, it's a plausible ending. And I never tell you what my ending is.
Talking to you.
I'm not going to tell you what I know, because I was there, of course. Okay, Roy, first of all, we'll carry on. Roy, you say, I watched the first video. I have a list of things that come with silver membership. Thanks for the scholarship. Who can contact? Who can I kind of grow? Now, Roy, you know the answer to that. Roy, are you going to tell me that you don't have a clue that answer? I mean, we're going to tell you, but I'm a little worried that you don't have a clue of where you should be at this point. Do you have any clue? Do you have any idea at all? Don't tell him yet. Let's see what he says. And Alpha, you've been here before. Alpha, we'd like to speak to you again. And Novi, we'd like to speak to you again. And Alpha and Novi, we have a $2,500 scholarship. No, that's not the correct answer. Where do you go to have your question answered? Don't talk about information overload. Life presents information overload. No. Where do you go to get the answer to your question? We'll give you another shot at it. Who's icing you? Your other showers. Alpha and Novi. You go back to boot camp. You start at ground zero, video 1. You systematically, slowly, and tenaciously go through the whole lot, one at a time. And you stop thinking of overload. You ignore absolutely everything except boot camp. And one of the key elements there, of course, is going to be promotion. And why do you want to promote? You know why? I'm going to tell you in very graphic form in a minute. You know, you see Howard Martell? This is how he twiddles his finger. This is Dr. Lant. How he twiddles his finger. If you don't have any people in this room who acknowledge you as their sponsor, then you are not getting full use out of your membership. Howard is a great closer. He's learned from the best, and he's very good. But he's not closing any deals for you today. You know why? You know why he's not closing any deals for you, Roy?
Squawk's got his
You have an idea? Listen, Squawk would actually take. Did you understand? Hey, you think being picked up by a bunch of turkeys is a piece of, is a piece of cake. It isn't. They have the sharpest. They are very predatory, and they have sharp features and claws.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Roy, I want you to watch this. Novi, this is Dr. Lant. How are you? Do you hear me? I'm here with Howard Martell. You are on the one-time only offer. Novi, you've got to read the offer. We're about to make you a $2,500 bonus package in the form of a scholarship. Interested? Roy, if we're not closing deals for you in this space because you are not giving us anyone to close, I'm going to throw it right back at you. You've got you've got us with scholarships to give away and all sorts of goodies. All right, so you get to go back to the boot camp and promote and do it until it works. I'm going to tell you a little Harvard story. Remember my class at Harvard? Was a complaining woman from New York. And she said one day to the chairman of the department, how do you get a dissertation? How do you get your thesis approved here faster? And with withering accuracy, he turns around and says, Sitzfleisch! You know what that meant? And then he says it again, Sitzfleisch! Rory Fabian, do you know what Sitzfleisch means? It means you sit on your butt until you do the work until you get your dissertation finished. That's what it meant. You sit there and you do the work until the project is done. Sitzfleisch. Sitzen, sit, Fleisch. You get the picture. Okay? You guys don't like that answer. You want a secret. Well, what's the secret? What's the formula? The formula is Sitzfleisch. I know. It took me 7 friggin' years to write my first book. 7 years, people. Novi, are you there? That's what there is. Sitzfleisch. You sit there and do the work. And you know what? I want to tell you something. There was a tragic mine disaster. I think it was in Colombia just the other day. 10 miners were killed. That's work. That's work. That's arduous. That's demanding. That's, in this case now, it becomes heart-racing. Right? Nobody in this company, not George, not me, not Sandy, not you, nobody works as hard as those miners work. But we work smarter than they work. That's what we work smart. So I want you, now here's Novi. Novi, you and I have talked before, haven't we? Are you Romanian? I'm looking at your name and I'm thinking Romania. Is that right? Or Finnish? It's Finnish, isn't it? Finnish, not Romanian. Are you Finnish? Samoan. Never would have guessed. Okay, great. I happen to know a little bit about the history of Samoa. Okay, here it goes like this. Novi, how many times have you visited us so far? How many times have you been here? How many times? Now, let me ask you a question. It's tough to make a good living in Samoa, isn't it? I mean, unless you're in the hotel business or the travel business, there's not much money there, is there? And so you want to find a good source of extra money, don't you? Just say yes. Say, Dr. Lant, my whole life I've been waiting for you. Kiss, 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 kiss. Come on, Novi, speak up. Well, let me make it real easy for you. You sign up in the next 7 minutes, I give you a $2,500 scholarship package. Real simple. You think. You think yourself out of the scholarship. You think and put your paw right on the red order form. You're in like Flynn, you get the $2,500 package, which includes 1 free month of service. We'll pay for the month, the second month for you. You get the benefit, we get the bill. Now, are you interested? I'm going to give you 1 minute to think about it. Uno minuto, that's it. Now, let me tell you the history of Samoa. Howard doesn't even know this, although he was a naval man in Samoa's support. Okay, Novi, you got 45 seconds. At the time of near the Hawaiian annexation by the United States, the king of Hawaii was striving to annex Samoa. So while the Hawaiians were after Samoa, the British were after Hawaii, and the Americans beat them all. We got everything. That's because of good marketing. You didn't know that, did you? You didn't know that they were, at the very moment that the United States was after Pearl Harbor, the Hawaiians were trying to figure out how to get Samoa. Did you know that, Novi? But you didn't. Okay, so here's the deal, Novi. Do you accept my terms? I'm giving you a $2,500 package. You turn it down, I'm never going to give it to you again. Then you're going to be forced to make money in Samoa, and you know how hard that is. Now he's mulling it over. Mull. He's on the order form. He's going to take the scholarship. He's going to be a happy camper. Members of the congregation, do you see how I talk to these people? I talk to them like real people. Oh, I'm sorry. You're right. You're absolutely right. So now, Novi, you joining us now because you're on the order form, and we've got a $2,500 scholarship for you at the other end of that order form. Now, Linda Elsie, are you there now? She's been avoiding today. And we're going to give Novi 6 minutes now to finish that valuable scholarship.
Six minutes.
And anything goes for 22 more minutes. So top of the hour. It's 5 minutes now. 6 minutes now. And I, for the record, what you all folks don't know, I've been up now for 12 hours today. I'm just top of my game. And I wrote a hell of a lot of good stuff this morning. About love, destiny, fate. All the good stuff. And we're here with Novi from Western Samoa, as he rightly points out to me. That's another geographical territory altogether. 5 minutes now. When I was in high school, I had geographic flashcards. Where is the Volga River? That kind of thing. A great way to take what I call scrap time and turn it into knowledge. You should always carry flashcards with you. I had English flashcards, French flashcards, Spanish flashcards, geographical flashcards, American history flashcards. And in fact, my box of Spanish flashcards has materialized a few months ago. And we're down to 5 minutes, and nobody's about to inherit a $2,500 scholarship package. Our available packages will then go to 4. Since Linda Elsie is not responding to me, Howard, I'm going to tell you what I was going to tell Linda, so you can roll. Mm-hmm. See, Linda? Boo, 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 boo. Because nobody comes in, I'm going to give you a secret. We'll sell 5 packages within an hour for you. And we're down to just
4 minutes, not 4 packages.
Well, they both could be right. Just waiting for Novi to finish up here. Novi just just confirm you are placing an order. I know you are. You're on the order form. You're supposed to be filling it out. Are you doing that? You've got 4 minutes to fill it out now. This is strictly timed. You see that you are you aware that you're already on the order form?
That order now button. Option 1, the monthly option.
Okay, now you're back on the order. You're back on the order form again. Just fill it out. And to the 62 members in looking on the window, we have a $2,500 scholarship package for you. If you are a go-getter, I don't care if you have no internet success. I don't care if you know anything about the internet at all. If you can follow marketing directions from me, you're going to make money. The directions are simple, and they're direct, and they're easy to follow if you will read them and follow them. And Novi, you dropped off the order form. Are you at PayPal? Novi, have you gone to PayPal? Would you respond to us, please? Calling Michelle. Calling Michelle. Calling Michelle. Novi, I really need to know what you're doing. Oh, you're trying to pay using credit card. Sorry, I see that you did say. All right, we're going to let this play out. Anyway, in the city of Brookline, which is one of the wealthiest part of our state, there are a very large number of turkeys now. They attack people, cars, windows, and they patrol their territory like dogs. So far, the Brookline police have shot several of them. They of course, feel like fools, but on the other hand, if you see what the turkey claw actually looks like, it's very sharp. It's like a razor. It could blind you in a matter of seconds. And that's what it would do. It would attack your eyes first. Well, there's a scary thought.
Scary thought.
We had a hawk living in the building next door. And I swear to you, one day that hawk and I had a moment. It was looking right at me, and I was looking right at it, and I thought, what am I going to do? I had an umbrella, though, the other day. I would have beaten it to death. I want to go on record saying that damn thing attacked me. It was every man for himself. And of course, they're trained to go for the eyes, too. Novi, we're down to 3 minutes now.
Novi.
Those completed. All right. Our policy is that you've got 3 minutes left on this, and then because you're on the order form, you will get 4 extra minutes. So you have a total of 7 minutes. low for me. It should be twice that.
Agree. I agree.
See, everybody says that they like the internet, but they don't. They like a real job, like a dental technician goes in at 8:30 in the morning and leaves at 4. That's the kind of job that people want. They want to be able to close the door and go home and drink him, or eat cookies or whatever we do. The internet is not like that at all. Never has been and never will be. We're down to 6 minutes now total. 2 on the original.
Left, Novi. Novi should almost be done with your order at this time.
Yeah, it's taking a little longer. Calling David. Calling David. Payment check. What does that mean, payment check?
Did you get a confirmation? Now confirmed.
I'm looking it up myself.
Haven't seen it yet. Maybe it takes some time.
It's in. It is in. Novi, congratulations. Let me tell you what you just got yourself. Novi, do you hear me? I'm going to give you some necessary information. Should you get a piece of paper and pencil? No, you're in. That's fine. What we want to do is move to the next step. First of all, Western Samoa, is this a territory, and if so, who's it administered by? I have a reason for asking. Which administers Western Samoa? Okay, terrific. Okay, here's what we want you to do. First of all, congratulations, you made a very wise decision. We're going to help you make money. If you follow our directions to the letter, you're going to make money. First of all, I want you to click on the yellow box that says log out. It's under my picture. Do you see a yellow box? Do you see a yellow box that says log out? Right underneath my picture, there's a yellow box. It says log out. Do you see it? Okay, I want you to look for it. It's right there. It's bright yellow, and it's right underneath. See, I'm waving to you. Wait. Underneath me, there's a box. It says log out. You need to find the box so that we can carry on with the steps. Yellow box under my picture. Directly under my picture. should send a message out saying, I have a 2,500 plus scholarship package for you. If you are running or wish to run an internet home-based business, I have the ability to give you 4 scholarship packages. It would have been 5, except one was sold 1 minute ago, so I only have 5 left. If you want all the details on this is the only such program for home-based businesses in the world. I have 4 packages. You should either have them call you, or you should email you and bring them into the Live Business Center and close. If you say, I have 4 left, so I had 5, okay, you got it. Okay, so first of all, you go click on the yellow box. It says log out. You're going to find 2 emails. I want you to read them, print them out, put them into a file. Depending on the tax laws of your nation, you have discovered yourself a tax deduction. You need to keep that order form and the letters so that you can give them to your accountant, however you do that in Western Samoa. Then I want you to extract the dealer number, use the dealer number, and come back for further directions. Do you understand what I said? Yellow box, 2 letters, print them out and read them. Make sure you keep the tax documents should you be eligible for a tax donation. And I only say should you be because I'm not familiar with the tax laws of Western Samoa. Okay, so then you go for the laws of New Zealand. And then you want to use your dealer number. And Howard will help you with that side. Howard, do you understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
I've gotten special permission from Dr.Lant, the head of that scholarship committee, make it an honor. Say, I've got to have your immediate response. If you want the 25 response, I must have your immediate response. Some other people were offered this little idea once upon a time, but for $2,000 to follow it up. Okay, Novi. Underneath, see my waving to you, wave. Underneath me there's a yellow box. You see the box? You said yes. Click on the box, you're going to find 2 emails. Read them, print them out. Put them in your tax folder, or whatever tax implications. You should be able to use it as a deduction in New Zealand. And your dealer number will be in the letter, extracted and use that. Okay, and you'll be coming right back here. If you do this with enough urgency, you'll sell all 4 packages in a matter of minutes. Or at the very least, have them call you. Call me, I'm standing by right now. If you want it immediately, call me and I'll give it to you immediately. Otherwise, if you email me, it could take longer. Make it so they have to call you. Four packages left. 6 minutes left. Let's bring up Patrice for her pound of flesh. Turkey or ham, Patrice? Name your poison. It's the yellow box that says log out. That's where, underneath my picture. I'm waving to you. Underneath this picture, there's a yellow box that says log out. You said you saw it. Do you see it now? Please rise to greatness. Some are born great, some are greatness thrust upon them. Some achieve greatness. No. Yellow. Underneath my picture, yellow box.
Hey, Dr. Lant and all the members and guests looking in, and I too have 4 packages that I can give out. Anybody wants to call immediately?
Yes, it's how funny how that works.
And that was a wonderful
You guys don't play this as a game. Yes, Novi, the log out box, it says log out.
And congratulations, Novi. And welcome to our community. We now work for you. And she found it. She logged out. Or he.
I want to ask you a question because I'm going to be helping Novi too.
Yeah.
Do you feel, in your professional opinion, that I play the marketing game with zest?
Oh, definitely. You just feel the energy
Do
rise
you think it's
when you're in here and
like that
working the business.
Wayne Gretzky? You ever hear of Wayne Gretzky? She's a Canadian. Probably has his picture a little bit.
Yes, definitely. I definitely know Wayne Gretzky. But he's working for the
Okay.
Americans.
Do you think Wayne Gretzky plays the hockey with zest?
Oh, definitely. Yeah. Yeah. And that's why he's the top of his game.
Do you think that's an essential element of why he's a champion?
Oh, definitely. Definitely.
Would you say, for an old gentleman who's been up on screen here for 12 plus hours today, still comes across as zestful?
You do. You do. It's amazing the energy levels you have, Dr. Lant. And I'm very happy that you have it and are working here in the Live Business Center. It's wonderful. And Novi, you need to look for your 2 emails, Novi, so you can sign in with your dealer ID. And if anybody wants to catch the replay of today's program, it'll be up on the YouTube channel Patrice Porter, and they're up on the, you can catch them on the new World Profit Tube at www.worldprofittube.com. And also, if you want to check out my home business central, you can go to www.20waystoprofit.com. And also, I've set up a business with the tools and resources from World Profit here to help people create abundance by gardening, and that's at www.gardeningforfoodsecurity.com. And there's some earlier Anything Goes programs on the YouTube channel Pat Porter. And I was just counting the number of YouTube programs we have on the Patrice Porter channel. There's over 62 of them, and there's 80 some or more on the Pat Porter channel, so there's lots to watch there. And with that, I'll step down, and Novi's still coming in as an associate. Bye for now.
Yes, Novi needs to follow the directions. And we wanted to bring back Howard Martell to wrap it up. What do you learn today, huh? What do you want the people to learn today?
That this is a community that wants the best for you. That if you put forth the effort and do the promotion, guess what? You're going to be rewarded for it. You're going to make money here, and you're going to be helping other people globally. We just helped Novi in Western Samoa. And that's the power of this community, is that we are able to give this scholarship offer that we have. We're also able to share it with people, and we're also able to change people's lives.
Let me be real clear with you about something. And a lot of you guys are worried about how you look, how you present yourself, whether people think you're a professional. I don't worry about any of that stuff. I passed that threshold a long time ago. And it was helped along by Robert Frost, the American poet. He was a friend of the Kennedys. And when John Kennedy ran for president, he sent him a famous letter. He said, "Jack, you are both Harvard and Irish. To be president, you must be more Irish, Harvard." What did that mean to me? It meant that I had to unlearn a lot of things and relearn them. In marketing, the only thing that matters is bagging the sale. That's the only thing. It's the only thing. Nothing else matters. Absolutely nothing. Reverend Harris and I have had endless discussions, quite funny discussions, around this issue. I go for the jugular. He wants to enlighten people. I say, I don't care whether they're enlightened. I care whether they get the product and use the product. And as a matter of fact, if it came down to those two things, I care whether they get the product. You guys worry about all sorts of extraneous things. How do I look? How's my makeup? Do I have a black eye? Does my black eye show from my fight last night with my wife? You worry about all this crap. The only thing comes down to 3 4 words, you get benefit now, and 3 letters, A, B, C. If you got 4 words on one hand, and you got 3 letters on the other hand, you got everything you need. And everything else is crap. So I used to tell my marketing students, if you write the message on toilet paper with a green crayon, and it works, that's marketing. It's worked. It's an amazing thing. And we have the fastest moving system. To do what we do in direct mail would have been impossible. It takes weeks to come up with the ideas and write the ad copies and get the printer and put them in the packages and get them in the mail and then they go to the dead letter office and they sit there for 3 weeks. It's a nightmare. This is a piece of cake. So here are a couple more things that I would like to wrap up with today. 1, never hesitate to talk to people. Talk to them. You are now in, and what we want you to do is choose your domain. Who's the next monitor on the duty? Is it you, Howard, or is it Curtis? Tanya Vick. Tanya Vick is going to come up here and she'll help you. I'll stick with this for a couple more minutes. And then I want you to go to the boot camp, and I want you to start your training. And I want you to ignore absolutely everything except promotion. Promotion is the key. If you promote, you're going to make money. And I'm going to ask you, I'm going to be saying, did you follow these directions? Did you follow these directions? And if you say no, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to take your Samoan posterior, and I'm going to kick it to American Samoa. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to kick you from Western Samoa to American Samoa.